Viewers thought they'd seen it all on 90 Day Fiancé. The love triangles, the visa battles, the shocking tell-alls. But nothing prepared fans for what exploded this week. Jasmine Pineda, one of the most fiery and controversial cast members in franchise history, has allegedly been fired, arrested, and threatened with deportation after she came forward with what she calls a $70,000 betrayal involving her fiancé Gino and even the network itself. In this exclusive deep dive, we uncover the full timeline, the secret contracts, the hidden money, and why Jasmine claims TLC and Gino conspired to silence her. Buckle up, this is not your average 90-day fiancé drama. Jasmine Pineda burst onto television as the fiery Panamanian English teacher who fell for Gino, the quirky automotive engineer from Michigan. Their relationship was built on love, jealousy, and the kind of cultural clashes that make producers drool. But behind the flirtations and tears lay a deeper story, a woman desperate for stability, and a man hiding financial secrets. Fans first met Jasmine in Season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, where her volcanic personality quickly made her a breakout star. Viewers adored her honesty but feared her temper. Clips of Jasmine screaming, "Gino, you broke my heart," became instant meme material. Still, TLC saw potential. Executives allegedly pushed for more exposure, more drama, more fights, more tears. And Jasmine delivered. But she would later claim that the pressure to perform led her to a breaking point. The scandal revolves around one number, $70,000. According to leaked voice messages and documents Jasmine later shared online, that figure represents the total of unpaid appearance fees, sponsorship deals, and promised bonuses she says TLC and Gino mishandled or withheld. Jasmine alleges that while she was filming in Panama, Gino controlled the couple's joint payments from TLC. She trusted him to manage the funds. After all, she couldn't receive U.S. direct deposits without immigration approval. But when she asked for her share, she claims Gino said the money was being processed. Weeks later, she discovered the account empty. We take all contractual matters seriously and operate within U.S. and international laws. Ms. Pineda's allegations are inaccurate. But Jasmine's accusations triggered a storm that soon spiraled out of control. It started with a sudden call from producers. According to sources close to the crew, Jasmine was informed in late August 2025 that her participation in future filming was suspended pending review. To fans, it looked like a standard hiatus. To Jasmine, it was a firing. She later posted cryptic Instagram stories. Within hours, her TLC profile vanished from the network's official cast page, an unusually fast removal that suggested something serious. Fans flooded Reddit and TikTok with theories. Was she leaking confidential info? Did Gino report her to authorities? Local Panamanian media reported that Jasmine Pineda had been briefly detained at Tocumen International Airport after what officials described as an immigration irregularity. Witnesses said she appeared emotional but composed, telling officers she was being set up. The story might have faded, until a leaked photo surfaced showing TLC's local fixer allegedly present during her questioning. Internet sleuths erupted. Jasmine was released within hours, but the rumor mill was unstoppable. By the next morning, U.S. tabloids plastered her face with the headline. After her release, Jasmine posted a now-deleted video in tears. "They're trying to deport me from my own country. How can you deport a Panamanian from Panama?" The clip confused fans, until her attorney clarified she faced a U.S. entry ban after TLC allegedly revoked her work visa sponsorship. Without that sponsorship, Jasmine could no longer film in America or attend reunion specials. It was the ultimate punishment in reality TV terms: professional exile. Immigration law experts interviewed by entertainment blogs noted that such sponsorships are typically controlled by production companies, not networks. "If she was under a 0-1B extraordinary ability visa," said one lawyer, "then pulling the plug can absolutely strand a performer." Refusing to disappear, Jasmine went live on YouTube to expose what she called the betrayal of the century. TLC and Gino, they made me look crazy. They edited everything. But I have proof, messages, receipts, contracts. You will all know the truth. Clips from that stream showed Jasmine holding what appeared to be contract copies, though some details were blurred. She accused Gino of forging her signature on payment forms and claimed TLC executives ignored her complaints. Insiders from TLC, speaking anonymously, described a toxic behind-the-scenes environment. One alleged that cast members are encouraged to fight for higher ratings. Another claimed Jasmine was a scapegoat after tensions flared between producers and the network's legal team. Industry observers noted that 90 Day Fiancé had faced controversies before, but never won this public. The combination of money, immigration, and alleged fraud gave this scandal real-world consequences far beyond TV gossip. Fan reactions split the internet. Supporters of Jasmine praised her bravery, arguing she was a victim of exploitation. Critics insisted she fabricated drama for attention. Digital analysts began tracing where the missing $70,000 might have gone. Financial documents posted to fan forums appeared to show Gino transferring large sums from a joint appearance fee account to his personal PayPal and Zelle accounts. It suggests criminality, financial ruin, and international scandal. It is also, by all credible accounts, not a factual report of a single event. Instead, this headline is a near-perfect specimen of 90 Day Fiancé clickbait, a chimera stitched together from a half-dozen different and often unrelated threads of truth, half-truth, and outright fabrication. The story of Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo has never been short on drama, but the reality is a complex, messy, and often contradictory narrative of financial disputes, emotional betrayals, and public feuds. This document is an in-depth investigation into that sensational headline. We will not be reporting it as fact. We will be deconstructing it, piece by piece, to uncover the real events that have been amplified and distorted to create it. This is not the story of a single scandal, but an analysis of how multiple, chaotic years of a public-facing relationship can be weaponized into a single, explosive, and ultimately misleading narrative. The $70,000 betrayal. Where does this number come from? What are the real financial disputes and betrayals at the heart of their relationship? Fired. Has Jasmine Pineda truly been fired by TLC? Or does this claim stem from another, more personal employment issue? Arrested. Is there any credible report of Jasmine Pineda being arrested? Or is this a classic case of mistaken identity within the 90-day universe? Deported. Is Jasmine being forcibly removed from the United States? Or is this an exaggeration of the very real and precarious legal questions surrounding her K-1 visa status following her split from Gino? This is the story behind the story, an attempt to trace the origins of a rumor and, in doing so, paint a more accurate, if no less dramatic, portrait of one of the franchise's most volatile couples. The $70,000 figure is the most specific and, therefore, the most suspect part of the headline. In the 90-day gossip world, specific numbers are often pulled from thin air to lend an air of legitimacy to a rumor. A search for any credible report, cast member statement, or leaked document mentioning $70,000 comes up empty. However, the theme of financial betrayal is the absolute bedrock of Gino and Jasmine's relationship. The $70,000 figure is likely a dramatic invention, but the feeling of being financially betrayed or scammed is the most authentic part of their story. The real financial conflicts are numerous and well documented. Unlike other couples in the franchise who claim to have met through standard dating apps or mutual friends, Gino and Jasmine's relationship began on a sugar daddy/sugar baby website. This fact, which both have acknowledged, is the Rosetta Stone for understanding their entire dynamic. From day one, the relationship was explicitly transactional. Gino, a man in his 50s from Michigan with a self-described frugal nature, was seeking a beautiful, younger woman. Jasmine, a Panamanian teacher and mother in her 30s, was seeking financial stability and a different life. This origin story frames every subsequent argument. When Jasmine demands money for apartment upgrades, cosmetic procedures, or hair extensions, she is, in her view, holding him to the implicit terms of their original arrangement. When Gino balks at these expenses, complains about the cost, and attempts to put his foot down, he is, in his view, trying to transition the relationship from a paid arrangement to a real partnership of equals. This fundamental conflict, whether he is her partner or her provider, or both, has never been resolved. The betrayal narrative has been wielded by both sides. Jasmine's case. Jasmine has repeatedly felt betrayed by Gino's frugality. Key incidents include the report card payments. In their first season, it was revealed that Gino was paying her for personal check-ins and proof of her fidelity, a demeaning arrangement that Jasmine resented. The apartment. Gino paid for a high-end apartment for Jasmine in Panama, but he frequently held the rent over her head, using it as leverage in arguments. The electric toothbrush, a now infamous fight erupted when Gino gave Jasmine's children a cheap, basic electric toothbrush as a gift, which she saw as a disrespectful and cheap gesture. The prenup. The most significant financial conflict was the prenuptial agreement. Jasmine saw the document as a profound betrayal, proof that Gino did not trust her and was already planning for their divorce. She felt it was designed to leave her with nothing, trapping her in a marriage where she had no power or security. Gino's case. Gino has increasingly and publicly framed himself as the victim of a long con, a marriage scam. The gold digger narrative. Gino's family, and later Gino himself, have pushed the narrative that Jasmine was only ever after his money and a green card. Gino's reimbursement demand. The closest parallel to the $70,000 claim comes from a very real, on-camera confrontation. In an Entertainment Tonight exclusive clip from 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, in late 2025, a furious Gino confronts Jasmine, calling her a fraud and their marriage a scam. He explicitly demands that she reimburse him for thousands he spent on her immigration, the K-1 visa process, and their wedding. The $70,000 scandal does not exist. What does exist is a scam allegation involving thousands of dollars. Gino, feeling betrayed by Jasmine's alleged infidelity and her relationship with another man, Matt, has reframed their entire history. In his eyes, the money he spent was not an investment in a relationship, it was the capital he lost in a scam. The $70,000 figure is almost certainly a fabrication, an exaggerated number meant to represent the total estimated sum Gino spent on Jasmine over the years: visa fees, apartment rent, cosmetic procedures, wedding costs, and living expenses. The betrayal isn't a single event, but Gino's dawning, public realization that he may have financed his own romantic and financial ruin. While money is the constant, simmering tension, the most explosive betrayals in their story have been about infidelity, trust, and sex. The headline's singular betrayal scandal is misleading. There have been at least two. The most shocking and undeniable betrayal of their early relationship was perpetrated by Gino. During their first Before the 90 Days season, Jasmine discovered that Gino had been in contact with an ex-girlfriend, a former sugar baby. The emotional betrayal. He was secretly communicating with an ex, lying about it, and comparing Jasmine to her. The vicious personal attack. He sent this ex private, topless photos of Jasmine that she had sent him in confidence. His accompanying messages were mocking and vindictive, an attempt to bond with his ex at Jasmine's expense. This incident was the original sin of their relationship. It was a profound violation of trust that Jasmine, by her own admission, never truly forgave. It proved her worst fears, that Gino was deceitful and could be cruel. This act established a precedent in the relationship. Because Gino had betrayed her so deeply, Jasmine would later use this event to justify her own questionable behaviors and emotional outbursts. It became her get-out-of-jail-free card for any future conflict. The second, and ultimately relationship ending, betrayal was perpetrated by Jasmine. This is the scandal that has dominated their 2024 to 2025 storyline. The open marriage ploy. While appearing on 90 Day, The Last Resort, to fix their marriage, Jasmine suddenly proposed an open relationship. This came as a shock to Gino and viewers. The other man. It was quickly revealed that Jasmine had a specific man in mind, Matt, a man she had met at the gym. Phone records later shown on Happily Ever After suggested Jasmine had been in communication with Matt for months before she ever proposed the open marriage, making the proposal feel like a ploy to legitimize an affair that was already in progress. The pregnancy. The storyline's bombshell climax was Jasmine's revelation that she was pregnant, and Gino was not the father. The father was Matt. This was the ultimate betrayal for Gino. He had spent years and, by his own account, thousands of dollars to bring Jasmine to America, only for her to become pregnant by another man while still married to him. This is the betrayal that led him to declare their marriage a fraud and a scam. The betrayal scandal in the headline is a catch-all term for this dual history of deceit. Jasmine's supporters point to Gino's photo scandal as the unforgivable act that poisoned the well, proving he was untrustworthy and cruel. Gino's supporters point to Jasmine's pregnancy as the ultimate con, proof that she used him for a visa and money, only to discard him once she was securely in the US. The truth is that their relationship is defined by both. It is a toxic cycle of betrayal and retaliation that has been playing out for years. The fired claim is a classic example of rumor topic shifting. It takes a fact from one context and misapplies it to another, more dramatic one. First, has Jasmine been fired by TLC? As of late 2025, there is no official confirmation of this. However, the sentiment that she should be fired is strong among a large portion of the fanbase. Many viewers have expressed exhaustion with her storyline, which they feel has become repetitive, overly produced, and inauthentic. Her physical altercation with Gino's new girlfriend Natalie at the Happily Ever After tell-all and her public, vitriolic attacks on other cast members have led to widespread calls for her removal from the franchise. Furthermore, Jasmine has been openly critical of TLC and the show's producers on her social media, a move that is famously a breach of contract. She has accused them of franken-editing to make her look crazy and has threatened to expose the show's manipulations. This public hostility makes it highly likely that TLC would not renew her contract for a new season. So, while not officially fired, the fired rumor is rooted in strong fan desire for her to be fired. Her own actions that have almost certainly destroyed her working relationship with the network. The real fired story is one Jasmine has told herself. Jasmine was an American literature teacher in Panama when she met Gino. She lost this job during their first season. Jasmine's narrative. For years, Jasmine has publicly and repeatedly blamed Gino for her getting fired. Her story is that his ex-girlfriend, after receiving the private photos Gino sent her, maliciously contacted Jasmine's school and sent them the photos, leading to her dismissal. In her version, Gino's betrayal directly cost her the career she loved and her financial independence, making her more dependent on him and fueling her resentment. Gino's counter-narrative. In a January 2025 social media post, Gino finally refuted this story. He claimed Jasmine's narrative was a lie. According to his post, she lost her teaching job in Panama because of a personality conflict with her boss. He stated that he went to the school with her the day she was laid off and that it had nothing to do with the photos. Conclusion: the fired claim in the headline is a factual echo. Jasmine was fired from a job, but it was her teaching job in Panama years ago. The cause of that firing is disputed by Gino and Jasmine themselves. This real, old event has been co-opted by the rumor mill and misapplied to her current, contentious relationship with TLC. This is the most sensational and least credible claim in the headline. A search for any official arrest record, mugshot, or police report for Jasmine Pineda in the United States yields 0 results. The arrested claim appears to be a fabrication, likely born from two common rumor mill tactics: topic shifting, again, and cast member confusion. One flimsy theory behind the arrested rumor stems from her split with Gino. Jasmine and Gino lived in Michigan. As has been pointed out by internet sleuths, adultery is, technically, still a crime in the state of Michigan. The theory goes, Jasmine's relationship and pregnancy with Matt while legally married to Gino constitutes adultery, and Gino could press charges, leading to her arrest. This is, however, pure fantasy. Such laws are archaic, almost never enforced, and are certainly not a priority for police. The idea that Gino would have Jasmine arrested for adultery is a fan-fiction scenario, not a legal reality. The most likely source of the arrested rumor is a simple, sloppy case of mistaken identity. The 90-Day Fiancé gossip world is vast, and details from different cast members' stories often get jumbled. In July 2025, another female 90-Day Fiancé cast member, Varia Molina, from Before the 90 Days Season 4 with Jeffrey Paschal, was arrested in Tennessee. Mugshots and details of her arrest were widely circulated. It is extremely common for gossip channels and clickbait producers to see female 90-Day Fiancé cast member arrested and dishonestly or lazily apply it to a different cast member who is currently in the headlines, in this case, Jasmine Pineda. Conclusion: the arrested claim is baseless. There is no evidence of Jasmine's arrest. It is a fabrication likely spawned from misinterpreting an archaic Michigan law, or more likely, by conflating her with the real arrest of Varia Molina. Like the arrested claim, deported is a fabrication. There are no credible reports or official statements confirming Jasmine Pineda has been deported. Clickbait YouTube channels have used deported in their titles for months, but it is a speculative leap, not a reported fact. However, like all good rumors, this one is rooted in a kernel of real, dramatic uncertainty. Jasmine's legal status in the United States is in a very precarious position. Jasmine came to the U.S. on a K-1 visa. After marrying Gino, she would have received a 2-year conditional green card. To remove the conditions and receive a permanent 10-year green card, the couple must jointly file an I-751 petition together, proving their marriage is ongoing and bona fide. Jasmine's marriage to Gino has imploded within this 2-year conditional window. Gino will not be jointly filing the I-751 petition with her. On the contrary, he's publicly calling their marriage a scam. Jasmine has had a child with another man during the conditional marriage period. This puts her in an extremely difficult immigration position. She can no longer get her permanent green card through Gino. Jasmine is not automatically deported. She has options, but they are difficult. I-751 waiver. She can file the I-751 petition on her own, requesting a waiver of the joint filing requirement. To do this, she would have to prove that she entered the marriage in good faith, but that the marriage was terminated through divorce, or that she was battered or subjected to extreme cruelty by Gino. The good faith problem. This is where her pregnancy with Matt becomes a massive legal problem. It will be extremely difficult for her to argue she entered the marriage in good faith when she began a relationship and conceived a child with another man during the conditional period. Gino's public statements that she scammed him would be primary evidence against her. New sponsorship. Her new partner, Matt, could potentially marry her and sponsor her for a new green card, but this is a complex and lengthy process, and her previous marriage scam, as USCIS might see it, would be a huge red flag. Conclusion: the deported headline is a sensationalized prediction, not a current fact. Jasmine is not deported. However, her legal right to remain in the United States is in genuine jeopardy. The split from Gino, his accusations of fraud, and her pregnancy with Matt have created a legal nightmare for her. The clickbait headline simply takes this complex, uncertain legal situation and leaps to the most dramatic possible conclusion. The sensational headline: fired, arrested, and deported. Jasmine Pineda exposes TLC and Gino in $70,000 betrayal scandal. Is a tapestry of lies woven with threads of truth. Fired is a distortion of her teaching job loss in Panama, not a TLC firing. Arrested is a case of mistaken identity, conflating her with the arrest of Varia Molina. Deported is a predictive exaggeration of her very real and serious visa problems. $70,000 is a fabricated number to sensationalize the real financial disputes where Gino accuses her of a scam involving thousands. Betrayal is the only fully accurate word, but it's not one scandal. It's the dual, retaliatory betrayals, Gino's photos, Jasmine's pregnancy, that defined their toxic relationship from start to finish. The headline, in the end, reveals nothing true about Jasmine Pineda's legal or financial status. It reveals everything about the 90-day fiancé gossip ecosystem, where drama is currency, exaggeration is a business model, and the chaotic lives of real people are raw material for the most shocking story possible.